Okay, for you Ford guys out there, I've got something rare in my dyno again. A 427 side odor that belongs to a Shelby Cobra. Can't wait to see it run. And here we go.
Nick's Garage is supported by Atlas Equipment and K-Tool International. There are two expensive and complicated machines in Nick's dyno room today. One is this original 1960s 427 Ford V8, and the other is the dyno itself. Before the end of this video, one of them will break down.
Hi, I'm Nick and welcome to my shop. Yes, I just got back from my holidays and here I got my first engine on the dyno. It's a 427 side odor that belongs to the red Cobra that belongs to Eugene from Ontario. You know, these engines are very rare. I had one last year that belonged to Francis, another 427 side odor, mid-60s, just like this one here. It is a rare engine, and this is not the one that came out of Francis Ford Galaxy. But, you know, it is a rare, it's a side odor, it is a 427, and this one is not for sale. This one's going back into the Cobra. And he had some issues with a major oil leak in the car, and what he did is, him and his friends pulled out the engine a few years ago. He pulled the engine out of the car, and he sent it out to have it refreshed and fix the oil leak. So when he got it back, he never had the time to put the engine back in the car. He was busy with the family, he was busy with running a company, so he never had the time to do it. So it sat for a few years. And now he's brought the car to my shop for me to reinstall the engine in the car. But at the same time, he's asked me, Nick, you know what? Put the engine on the dyno, see how it goes, see what we get, check if it's all good before we put it into the car. Now my client doesn't have much information on this engine when he picked it up from someone who did a refresh. He didn't even know if it was a roller cam or a flat tappet cam. But yesterday, I removed the valve cover, looked down into the lifter valley. I noticed it's a flat tappet cam. I didn't see the bar that holds the roller lifters on the side. And so for that reason, it's a flat tappet cam. Now, is it a new cam? I do not know. What did they do as a refresh? I do not know. My client has no information on that either. So what we did is, I installed the engine on the dyno. He's got these two Hollies. I know they sat for a few years, and I don't want to take a chance because this engine had a refresh and it's got a flat tappet camshaft, which is a solid lifter. So I don't want to take a chance. I ran the engine 10 minutes to break in the cam yesterday, so I got to run it another 10 minutes. And of course, I don't want to run his carburetors because I don't want to have a hard time starting it and have issues. So what I did is I have two Elderbrock carburetors in my shop. I got a 650 and a 750. Now, are we looking for crazy horsepower? Not really. What I need to know is, does this engine leak any oil anymore? Does it run good? Is the oil pressure good? Does it make any noises? We don't know. So what I'm going to do is start the engine, run it for 10 minutes, another 10 minutes to break in the cam, and of course, see how it goes. So I'm going to check the timing again after that, and of course I'm going to try to adjust it. We don't have any O2 sensors on it. I believe the carburetors are tuned for what I want it for, and then later on I'm going to work with this carburetors. But in the meantime, I want to see if this engine runs good before I do any further installations on the car or anything like that. Because you know what, if there's any problems with it, I don't want to install it on the car because it's not an easy installation on a Cobra. You know, I've got a lot of headers in stock in my dyno room, just like carburetors. But in this case, on a 427, I do not have any headers. So I use the headers from his Cobra, Shelby Cobra, I should say. And of course, it comes with the side exhaust. It's got a built-in muffler. So I left it like that, just like the other side. I got no choice. You know, I don't have everything for every engine. But this being a rare engine, and this is the exhaust system, I do not have any O2 sensors on it to measure that. I think I've got the carburetors where I want them to be on the air-fuel ratio reading. It should be good. So putting this in there would block my exhaust, so I decided not to put them on. I'm gonna run it. I know some of the exhaust will be in this room. It will be sucked into the carburetors. We might lose a little bit of horsepower, but doesn't matter. It's what Eugene wants to know. Basically, what kind of power we're gonna make. Is the engine good? Is the oil pressure good? Is there any noises? Is there any oil leaks? We don't know. Let's get it running and find out. Okay, here we go.
One of the few things that Nick has been told about this engine is that it had been out of the car to fix a bad oil leak. So as the engine warms up, Nick is keeping a close eye on all the seals and gaskets.
got low vacuum. It's got under 10 inches of vacuum. Now if this car has power brakes, it's not gonna have power brakes working, that's for sure. I think that's enough timing, or should I say enough time for breaking in the cam. I've done 10 minutes yesterday, I've done 10 minutes today, that's pretty good. But I only got 7-8 inches of vacuum on idle around 950 RPM. Now I checked, the car does have a power brake booster. So is it gonna have power brakes? I'm not so sure. But you know, the engine was in the car before. I guess the brakes were working for some reason, I don't know. So I'm not gonna worry about that. My concern is, let me just dial in the timing. I just need to back it up a couple degrees. Then after that, rev it up, see what kind of power and torque we're gonna make. This engine comes from the factory. I don't know what compression is in this engine because it's been overhauled in the past. A 427 1966 with 2 full barrels should make about 425 horsepower at 6,000 RPM. So we're gonna make a test right now from 2,800 to 5,000. If everything goes well, then we're gonna go to 6,000. What kind of power it's going to produce, I do not know. And torque reading, it should be about 480 foot-pounds of torque at 3,700 RPM. So you know what? Let me just back up the timing a little bit, and then we'll take it from there. You know, the exhaust breathing in here, not exactly the safest thing or the healthiest thing, but you know what? I got no choice. I'm just going to make a few tests. I'm not going to do any crazy. We're not doing much. I'm going to set the timing at 38, 39 degrees with the aluminum heads. Make the carburetors idle 950 so I can get a vacuum reading. And then, well, let's look for an oil leak. That's the main thing. He pulled the engine out of the car for the reason was the engine bay was full of oil. So now that somebody refreshed it, wherever they did, I do not know. Let's make sure he did a good job. There's no oil leak. So one way to find out is to rev it up and see how it goes. I have no ticking noises, no knocking noises. It's so far so good. Right now we got to heat up the oil, rev it up high to see if we have any oil leaks. Actually, we'll back it up after the next test. Right now we're about 39, 40 degrees. You know, I had to do some modifications on this engine just for the dyno because apparently the oil filter is relocated on the car. So to make my job a lot easier here in the dyno room, I bought a factory oil filter adapter which bolts on directly to the block and with the oil filter, and at the same time hook up the gauge. So I took this all off temporarily. I did it directly fit just like it did from the factory, and it should be all fine. For the reason they had this on is maybe the oil filter is interfering with something in the car. I do not know because the engine came beside the car, not in the car when it arrived here. So I do not know. This we'll all find out when we do the installation. All right, I've got the timing about 39 to 40 degrees. I do not know the cylinder pressure yet, which I'm going to check later on. But in the meantime, we're running on Petro-Canada 94 octane. I'm going to make a test at 2,800 RPM till 5,000 RPM, and we'll see how it goes from there. So, what kind of power are we going to get? Let's find out. Fan, George. And here we go. Okay, here we go. Oil pressure, not bad. Okay, we took it till 5,000 RPM. So let's take a look at our torque readings. All right, 3,700 RPM. Let's see what we got. Oh, we got a lot more than that. We got 499 foot-pounds of torque at 4,300 RPM. Don't forget, you guys, this is elder box cylinder heads. It's got headers on it. It's not factory style, but you know, we're looking at basic numbers. So it did a lot better than what it shows here. This one is showing 480, 480. at 3,700 RPM, and here we got 499 at 4,300 RPM. So 4,300 RPM, we got 499 foot-pounds of torque. And the horsepower, oh, we gotta keep going. We gotta pass 5,000 RPM. We are at 439 at 5,000 RPM. We surpassed the 425 horsepower so far. I'm only using these carburetors temporarily. I will tune it again after in the car, but in the meantime, I'm looking for oil leaks, noises in the engine, and you know, some simple horsepower, whatever we can make. Okay, let me turn this off. Let's go take a look. Is everything good outside? Okay, here we go. Whoa, what's this? George, look at that. We got oil leak here, look at that. See it? We got oil in the back of the intake. Okay, there's one leak here with the valve cover gasket, which I'm not a big fan of rubber valve cover gaskets, so we're gonna get a set of valve cover gaskets. But in the meantime, I see something back here. Look. Yeah, there's something wet here, right here. There it is. We got an oil leak. You know, apparently the engine was removed from the car to fix an oil leak. And from what I see here, the valve cover gaskets I will replace, but I see another matter right here. I see oil piling up right here. See it? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wipe it, make another test back to back at a higher RPM. Now we're gonna go to 5,500 RPM and we'll take it from there. Here we go, back another test. Put the fan on, please, and here we go. I'm gonna bring it out to 5,500 RPM. You know, I did not build this engine. You know, I'm gonna take it slowly, increasing the RPM. You know, I took it to 5,000. It's going, it's almost at 440 horsepower at 5,000 RPM. I'm gonna go to 55, and then if it needs to go any further, we're gonna do it to 6,000. Oil pressure seems good. Yes, it is. Okay, here we go. The vacuum seems very low, but you know what? It's the same cam, same power brake booster in the car. I'm gonna put it back in the car the way it is. But the most important thing is, let's see where that oil leak is from. You know what? This engine ran in the car with the booster, so before I install the engine in the car, I would be talking to my customer to make sure maybe they changed the cam when the engine was out and when they did a refresh. So before I pull the engine off the dyno, I got to do some research, find out what really happened, and then again, give my customer a call and see what's going on. Okay. So we're going to go to 5,500 RPM. So let's keep going further up and see what goes on. Here we go. What happened there? Something happened there. No, something went wrong. Gotta be kidding me.
I heard like a flutter before it ran away too.
Yeah. Something happened there. Did it run out of water? Something's going on here. What happened? It just let go. I had to shut it down. Oh, God told me I have to restart the computer. Come on. No, George, something happened. I'm not sure what happened. Something's not right. Something's not right. This was not a good test. No, this is no good. You know what? Give me a sec. Something's not going right here. Something's not right. No, something went wrong. And let go after 5,300. You know what? Let's make another test and see what's going on. George, put the fan on. Let's do it again. Something's not right. Yeah, let go of the RPM. You want to make sure it's up to 5,500 RPM. Again. Oh. I don't know, 5,300, let's go. Once I hit 52, 5,300, the RPM is going on free. It's like there's no load on the engine. 2 times I did it in a row. I can't go to 5,500. At 52 after that, it just let. Maybe, you know what, I'm going to reprogram everything and shut it down. Something's not working here. And let go right away.
Well, how much is the load there?
Put it at that 5,500. No, it doesn't make any sense. Here, you know what? Update and shut down. Let me see what happens. Oh, we got a problem. I'm gonna just restart my computer and take it from there. We're gonna have to give us a few minutes. I put it now up to 5,000. It was not a problem. When I hit it to 55, both times, the last 2 tests at 52, 5,300, just zoom, let go. Don't tell me it's the same thing like your engine with the dyno. Don't tell me. No, I changed the clutch seal. Oh, don't tell me the seal went on the dyno, on the absorber.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. The other one went for a few years, no problem.
How's the water pressure?
Water's there. The water supply's there. It doesn't make any sense. You know, we had the seal replaced on the absorber, which is part of the absorber that holds the load on the engine. But for some reason, the last 2 tests I've done, I'm taking it to 5,500 RPM, and at 52 it lets loose and it just revs up. So in other words, could it be my seal again for my absorber? I'm not so sure. The previous seal had it for a few years. This was not even 6 months, 7 months. Come on, don't let me down now. Took a week vacation, now the dyno doesn't want to work. Is there something I missed? I'm not sure. I can't go to 6,000. It's still making power at 53. Yeah, this valve cover gasket we're going to replace. Both valve cover gaskets. No, valve cover gaskets are no-no. And back here, look at this. I got a stain right here. Right in the back of the intake manifold. No. Something to do with the back of the intake. I see something here. Yeah. See? There's a puddle right there. Yeah, there's a leak here. Yeah. Between the block and the intake manifold, I see a stain right here. Alright. Anyways, you know what? Let's finish with the horsepower and keep doing some further testing, see how it goes. Let's hopefully that this computer, I reprogram it, shut it down and restart and see how it goes. That seal holds the pressure inside the absorber with the water according to where it locks up the RPM when the engine's loaded up, and then when you shut it down at the selected RPM. I've selected to shut down at 55, but if for some reason when it hit to 52, 5300 RPM, it just lets loose. Pressure's not holding the absorber, and of course the engine runs in neutral. Okay, I guess we're ready to start. Put the fan on, George, let's do it. Here we go. Look at that, okay? Something's not working for them. Look, no, something's not working.
Yeah, the absorber.
Ah, come
Absorber,
on.
that's it. It's the absorber. So it's mechanical.
Oh, again, come on. No, the servo worked, but then it let go.
Let it go. It started letting go around.
It let go again.
45.
So it's not a.
580.
It's not a software problem.
No.
Look, at 52, 447, it was climbing.
Yeah,
then all of it,
yeah,
and then all of a sudden it dropped.
Yes.
But it went to 62.
480. It's good, close to 6,000 this engine. It will make power until 6,000.
Yeah.
5.7, 5.8. It's gonna make
And look at that, Phil, look at the torque numbers.
I see it.
Look at the torque numbers.
480, I see it.
It's at 4,000.
No, 483 at 44.
No.
483 at 4,400. Oh, 497?
498 at 4,000.
Oh, maybe it's not holding it good. It's letting go. I heard it. Maybe. That's what's going on.
480?
498, and then it just skips like that.
I don't know. It's something, let's go, man. Something's not working.
Yeah. It's slipping.
Something's not working.
Slipping, that's it. It's done.
Ah,
It's
come
empty.
on.
It's
You,
slipping. The absorber's
this
slipping.
is no good, man.
No, forget you.
This is no good, Philip. I can't do this.
No, don't make any more pulls. It's useless.
I'm not. It's not working.
No.
Here we are trying to take it to 5,500 RPM or even at 6,000 RPM. And for some reason, we thought it was a software problem. We turned it off, turned back on the computer. And now I notice that I believe it's the seal inside the absorber that holds the water pressure. When you start climbing the RPM, it starts to lock it up at close to 6,000 RPM where you set it at. So here I am stuck, can't finish what I want to do, and now I'm back on the dyno to see what's going on. And I believe we have a leak at the back of the intake manifold. So in the meantime, while I'm trying to fix my dyno, maybe I could get his carburetors tuned or fixed, make sure they work. Now that the cam is broken in, I'm not worried about that. So maybe I could put his carburetors back on, take mine off, and then restart and do everything all over again. So we have a potential of 450 plus horsepower on this engine from what I see, and we got an easy, maybe easy 500 foot-pounds of torque. But anyways, my concern is I gotta fix my dyno, maybe get his carburetors on his engine, and of course fix the oil leaks and replace the valve cover gaskets. But in the meantime, I'm gonna have to stop. I've got some bad luck. What I can see, I cannot finish what I want to do. Sorry you guys, I wanted to continue to see what I can max out on this, and this is what as far as I got. So here I am, I just came back from vacation, from my holidays. I got the engine on the dyno, so I can get this car running, so I can deliver it back to my client to take some other clients to come in. So what do I get stuck with? My dyno. I replaced the seal not long ago, and now I gotta do it again. You know, this is all I need. Yes, there is a frustration, and sometimes you may call it a dream garage. Not always, but you know what? It is what it is, but I'm not happy. But you know what? I gotta get it done. Subscribe and press the like button, and I'll give you guys all the update on this. And here it is. Thanks for watching us on Nick's Garage. Till next time. Thank you. And you guys, if you look down below the video, we have a whole bunch of merchandise that you guys can buy. So whatever you like, buy it, love it, wear it, and enjoy it. And help spread the word of Nick's Garage. And if you have some time, check out our Patreon page. We have extra content and you guys can watch it and take it from there. And we'll see you next time.